Today I'm going to be making what I think is the perfect burger. I've got a small selection of ingredients. You don't need a lot to go in a good burger actually. I've got cheese, I've got pickle, a nice brioche bun with a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of lettuce, some red onion, tomato, and of course the mince. Now the mince, a lot of people put loads of ingredients in their mince. I actually only put 2 ingredients. I put a little bit of garlic and salt. That's it. So as you can see here, I've already got a little bit of garlic in, so that's only about a teaspoon of pureed garlic. So you can buy garlic already pureed, that's totally fine, or you can do it yourself. So I put quite a lot of salt in. So this is some high quality mince bought from the butchers. You can get mince from the supermarket, but it tends to have quite a lot of water in it. And that means that when you cook the burgers, it kind of compresses in a little bit more than it should do, and a lot of liquid comes out of it. You can see I've put quite a lot of salt in there. Well, a lot of flavour, because mince itself doesn't really taste of anything at all, so you want to get as much inside the meat as you can. Okay, thumbs up. Put some of my tea. Okay. What you do now is you really get your hands in there. What you don't want to do is over mix it. Another mistake a lot of people make when they make burgers is they really mix the mince. All you really want to do is just incorporate the ingredients. A lot of people also put eggs and breadcrumbs in to try and hold it together. You actually don't need that, particularly with such high quality mince. But if you mix it too much, the meat tends to get tough, and when it cooks, it toughens up, and that's not what you want. You want it to be nice, juicy, and break up in your mouth as you eat it. So that's it. That's literally all I've done. A little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic. So I break it off into little patties. Take a ball slightly larger than a golf ball. I'm going to make my burgers quite thin. I actually like my burgers thin. I don't like them too big. So we'll just do a little one like this. Lay them on here like this. There we go. A bit more meat. So we're going to make 4 of these. So I like to have my burgers quite thin because first of all, they cook faster. But second of all, if they're thick, they can tend to have a little bit too much of the sort of tough meat flavour that happens if you mix it too much. The thinner they are, the faster they cook, and they break apart a lot easier in your mouth, which is exactly what you want really if you're going to eat a nice burger. So just do the 4. I've got a little bit of extra mince, and let's make a little extra on this one. Put these off to one side. We'll cook them in a little bit later. I'm going to go wash my hands. Okay, so now we're going to do the veg for the burger. We'll move the buns and the cheese out of the way. So when I cut my onions for the burger, I like to have them I have them as perfect rings. So we'll just do a couple of rings like this. Okay. And then we can pop these out like this. And we've got lovely little burger rings. I quite like the onion to just be raw. I quite like that harsh flavour to cut through the fatness in the beef. Tomatoes, I like them cut quite thin. So, quite thin like this. And 2 slices of tomato per burger. So, about 4 onion rings per burger and about 2 slices of tomato per burger. This is just little gem lettuce, which I've just cut and washed, and that'll be fine to go in it. This bit here. And then the pickle, which I think is essential for a burger. Again, cut very thin. Because you don't want it to overpower any of the other flavours, because it's quite a strong flavour. So probably about 3 of them. So we get them in there like that. And that's it. For me, that's all you need in a burger. You only need a small amount of ingredients, but nice crunch, nice pickled sour taste from the pickles, and a nice sort of soft, delicious flavour of the tomatoes. So yeah, I think that's all we need. Okay, so to cook the burgers, we're going to get the pan as hot as we can. So we're going to use a griddle pan because a griddle pan stops it from sticking and it gives it a nice sort of charcoal lines on it, which is lovely. First thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to toast my brioche buns. Now my brioche buns, I put a little bit of oil on them first, which stops them from sticking and gives them a nice crispy flavour. So what I'm going to do is get them on. So these don't need very long because you don't want them to stick. Just get them nice and toasted. There you go, look. These are nice and crispy. Take that one off, take that a little bit longer. Put the second one on. You be careful here because it's obviously very hot. I've got asbestos fingers from my time in the kitchen. It's fine. Perfect. Now, I've got the burgers. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to give them a little season before I put them in the pan. A little bit of salt on top. A little bit of oil. See the pan's nice and smoking hot. A little bit of oil in there. That all around. Now lay the burgers away from you because they're going to be very hot. Should be able to get 3 in here. Now, key to a burger is to leave them. You don't want to move them around too much. You want to get them cooked. As you can see, the brown at the bottom is starting to rise to the centre. You need to leave it for around 2 minutes each side if they're about this thin. I actually quite like my burgers a little bit rare in the middle, but we're going to cook these all the way through today. So, as you can see, go brown underneath. Obviously the thinner they are, the crispier they get, which is the other thing that we really want to get here. So don't press them, don't touch them, just let them cook. As you can see from the high quality of the meat, there's very little liquid coming out of them, which is fantastic. And there's all the flavour staying inside, and that's exactly what we need. So I'm going to get a plate to put these on. Put this off to one side. Give these a little check. See how they're doing. Yeah, lovely and crispy. You see the brown starting to rise to the centre. Give them about another 20 or 30 seconds. Because of the griddle, they're not stuck, so they have the nice brown lines on them. It's exactly what we want. I'll turn them now. They are nice and crispy. Great. So again, this side, leave them a little bit longer. What I like to do is leave them on this side for about another minute. Get them cooking, get them nice and brown on both sides. A little bit more of a season. For the moment, these are still very rare in the middle, but that's totally fine. Exactly how we want them. Turn them back over again. Let them cook on the other side for another minute. And this is when I like to put my cheese on. So crisscross the cheese. You do one without. Crisscross the cheese. It gives a larger surface area of the burger. Allows it to melt all around the outside. So now you just leave this for around 2 minutes, completely cook all the way through, melt the cheese, and it'll be delicious. The burgers to sit for around a minute, just to let the meat rest, let some of the juices run out and let it keep it a little bit juicy. So what we're going to do is, we're going to put lettuce on first. Now burgers are a bit of a controversial subject with chefs. The chefs are never sure which direction and which order they want to put things in, but I think that lettuce on the bottom, because it stops the burger from moving around too much. Also at this stage you can put any sauce you want on, mayonnaise, ketchup. I like to leave it plain. Let's keep it as it is, kind of keep it natural. So we'll take the burger, we'll just lay the burger on. Now we put on the tomato, so 2 slices of tomato and the pickles. And like I said, around 3 slices of onion. And then that's it. We have our burger. And then we cut this.